Alright guys, we are live. Let me open up TradingView here. We are a couple of minutes away from the New York Open. Let me just make sure that I'm logged in on all correct accounts and using the correct mic. Perfect. Alright, I'm currently in EU longs on my Trade of 8 Apex account. God damn it. So we will see how that goes. Couple minutes prior to the New York Open. The DXY has been pumping a lot today. We swept the previous day's low, and now we're back inside the previous week's range right here. Previous week's high. Yeah, previous week's low. We're back inside of that, so we already had a very strong push during the London and rollover period. If we look at the S&P 500 and compare it to NQ, we can see that we have a huge SMT divergence. This is the London 3 a.m. high. And we have broken that several times on ES, but on NQ we did not. So we just keep an eye on that. We almost repriced down to the VWAP. Like I said, the open is roughly 1 minute away. We have sell side liquidity resting here. We already swept that one. We have the SMT divergence. If you want to see the trades that I took during the London kill zone, just check it out on my YouTube channel. I've uploaded a new London session recap where we've talked about all this, what happened here, how we managed to catch two shorts, one on the 1 minute up here towards midnight and one from this 5-minute bearish fair value gap into the optimum trade entry. From there on, we shifted structure back to the upside, filled the bullish fair value gap, and continued to clear that first buy side target. And even this one right here, we can see there's plenty of buy side here. Can draw in this bearish fair value gap as potential resistance. Market is opening up in less than 30 seconds. Bearish fair value gap. If we get through that and use it as support, we could get into this buy side and maybe even a previous day's high. The open in a couple of seconds will tell. Feels good to be back. All right, where we're at, let me check out the YouTube stream. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. We're just about to get started. Let's see. All right, so the EU long. We'll see what happens. It's a set and forget trade. I already, nice, like we kind of anticipated. If we check out NQ here, we have bearish SMT divergence, but maybe it's just some buy side that they're going to take now with the 9:30 opening. Like we said just before the opening, I'm already up on all my accounts on my take profit trader challenge. I made, I think, $800 today on that 50k account during the London session. If you want to see which trades I took, I've uploaded a new YouTube video called London Kill Zone Recap. It's the most recent one on my channel. And right now we're at the high of the day. We have bearish SMT divergence. We could see several reasons why we would reverse from here. But yeah, I don't know. Right now we're just going sideways, so not going to call it a top or a potential breakout. We're just gonna see. We have news at 9:45 if I'm correct. Yeah, 9:45 a.m. we have Powell speaking. US news, 9:45, so that's gonna be right here. So keep on, not Powell speaking, sorry, PMI news. I just checked my calendar and switched it up because tomorrow we have Powell speaking. All right, so NQ, didn't want to continue. EU is looking good. Let's check out the DXY on a lower time frame, because the DXY has been on a strong push. Right here we had our market structure shift. We never retraced. All we did really was go up. And right here we went lower, but we still continue to go up. But that's the reason why I could see a potential move to the downside here. And based on my strategy, that's lining up perfectly with EU. Let's go back to the indices. And if you have any questions throughout the stream here on YouTube, feel free to ask me. Just pop a question into the chat and I will get to it as soon as I see it. And same goes for all the VIP members watching on Discord. Can quickly, while we're at it, show the trades I took inside the Discord VIP area. The first trade we took was right from this 5-minute market structure shift, bearish fair value gap. We secured at the optimum trade entry for 6 points. Right here, this was the trade idea. At the beginning of the morning, I shared this chart. This was even before the London Open. Right here, where is it? Come on. Here. That's what I was kind of looking for. This trend line, a break lower and a continuation lower. That's exactly what happened. But we didn't hit the Asia sell side liquidity. That's fine. We still managed to secure some profits. That was the 1-minute short I took into the New York midnight level. Right here, to contract short. Secured partials on this low. And then the next target was the New York midnight level. And we hit that pretty easily. You can see that on the chart. Right here. All right, that was the London session for me and the VIP members. And let's head over to TradingView. Okay. So ES broke to the upside. We still have SMT divergence. I would want to see NQ to follow. We now also have bullish SMT divergence because NQ actually managed to clean this low. And also clean this low. So right here, this is our bullish SMT divergence. If you're trading both ES and NQ, I'd favor longs on NQ because it took more sell side than ES did. All right, that's interesting. I'm not gonna long here or do anything. I'm just gonna be doing my tape reading for now until I have high conviction for a trade opportunity. This is the current daily candle, using the VIP higher time frame candles indicator. So we can see we clearly closed above this bearish fair value gap where we had issues with yesterday during the PM session. We closed above and now we're inside this last bearish fair value gap up in here where we have buy side residing above it and the previous day's high. So this is the highest 5-minute bearish fair value gap before we clear buy side liquidity. And since we closed above this one right here, we will expect support from this area really as a inversion fair value gap to target the next buy side, which is above this high, and above that we have the previous day's high. We have news in 10 minutes at 9:45, PMI news. Still looking good. DXY seems like it's retracing. We will see. We used that inversion fair value gap already now. Really, I can log into my paper trading account for now. Before I do anything, I would like to see on my funded accounts the previous day's high or some other buy side liquidity being swept. This is not enough for me right now. But like we already saw, we used the inversion fair value gap. We retested that old high right here, this line, paired with the inversion and delivered higher. But NQ yet still has to take out this bearish trendline liquidity. Hit the lowest discount here with the 9:30 open. After sweeping the, not sweeping the Asian session low. So let's see the DXY. Euro dollar's looking all right. Yeah. I'm going to set an alert once we hit this level and once we hit break even. All right. NQ is tapping that breakout line while ES is tapping that next buy side liquidity target. 2 minutes on the clock before we get our candle close. So we tapped this buy side liquidity, yet we didn't breach it. Still respecting this bearish fair value gap. But I would expect that to just cut right through it and hit the previous day's high. Like said, paper trading entry. I've covered all my profit targets for today's during today's London session. Something like this maybe. Right now the daily candle is pretty bullish. And like we said yesterday during the live stream, this will likely remain as the low of the current week. We will see. It's either Monday or Tuesday, putting in the high or low of the week. Too early to tell right now, but this has been a very strong displacement, market structure shift with an order block. We came back to revisit this level and bounced off it. Immediately continued higher during Tuesday. So I would like to see some external being swept in case we end up continuing lower to clear orders sell side, like for example the Asia sell side liquidity, which right now at this point in time is the current low of the daily candle. You can see that. We have PM sell side liquidity, we have London sell side liquidity. Let me map that in as well. While NQ still yet has to clear London buy side liquidity. Now we have a bullish value gap right here. We could fill that. It's worth a paper trade to see if we're strong enough. Like we said earlier, we could have also used the inversion, but it would be a momentum entry, we could say. All right, EU rejected, likely because the DXY is moving out of this bullish fair value gap here on the 5-minute time frame, 1 hour time frame retraced, daily time frame. Let's see how that plays out. Right now, at this point in time, we have... No, okay, NQ actually swept the London session high. I was just about to say that we have more SMT divergence, but we do not anymore, because NQ also swept the high now. Let's see if I'm getting stopped out here on this potential long. DXY didn't want to continue lower. Stop loss at 106699. Check out EU. That's 6.5 pips. At the swing low, we would have a 6107 with a 5.4. So if we round it up to 6, 6101. Perfect. Good morning, Azinov. Welcome back. Very sorry for winning again yesterday. But it was a close one. All right, yes, it's doing the retracement now. Let's see if that bullish fair value gap holds up. Keep in mind we have news coming in 1.5 minutes. PMI news. The previous day's high could be our obvious draw on liquidity. Here we made a higher high, lower low, higher high. So this would theoretically become our breaker block paired with a bullish fair value gap. But I think it's up to the PMI news in 50 seconds to decide our fate here. And my fate on Euro US dollar. But that's trading. We just play with probabilities. Trying to not let our emotions get in the way. "20 seconds to go before we will receive data, PMI information. Gun to my head, because we have the structure in place. I would expect the previous day's high to be hit. Stop loss is right here at this. Let's place it at this low. Alright, so we're stopped out. Obviously it didn't work. Let's see. I fucking love futures. Perfect stop. Let's check out MT5 where we have been stopped out. Trade history. Oh, all the way down here. Come on. Yeah, but guys, that's MT5. Let me check my... What? Well. That's why we love futures, right? And that's why this is also only a paper trade ahead of the PMI news. All right. We're still tangling inside this bullish fair value gap. Let's take a quick look at NQ here. NQ kind of doing that same thing, at least having swept that London buy side liquidity now. If we close below this low, we could look at a potential market structure shift to the downside. and potential 2022 model. Well, that's kind of a bummer. But I could have seen that coming, so I guess I have to take it. Close MT5. Check out the DXY. The DXY is back above the daily consequent encouragement. Okay, pretty warm now. Okay, so we're still holding support on that fair value gap. That's the news candle closing in 1 minute. Right, EU is likely going for those equal lows right here. But we had some potential for a quick pullback. 945. Go back to ES and watch that one. Take a look over at NQ. NQ already took the 9:30 a.m. low after sweeping buy side. Let's quickly hide the higher time frame candle here. 15-minute time frame. Equal highs, previous day's high, 1 hour time frame. I don't think we have left behind any 1 hour bullish fair value gaps. 1 minute time frame, bearish fair value gap, displacement, lower potential. Yeah, but I don't like how we bounce off the VWAP here. So I'm just gonna be sitting on my hands. That's the reason why I have been stopped the way I have been on my MT5 account with that slippage, because we had this massive gap. 930 opened up already bearish. No, that's 945. Oh well, I don't know, don't care, don't want to. All right, that's it for EU, so I can close this tab. Same here. Let's go back to our indices, and right now we're still playing around the VWAP. We can see the amount of wicks right at 9:45, so we had that news candle drop to the VWAP, and from here on, real indecision. We wick lower, we wick higher. We stay inside this bearish fair value gap. We have bullish SMT with NQ because ES didn't clear that 930 low, I think. Nope. Or this pre-930 low. Let's see if we have any questions. Doesn't look like it. Did anyone take any trades so far today? Let me check out what the DXY looks like on a lower time frame. Yeah, bullish fair value gap news came in, continued higher. Well, EU kept plummeting. While I'm at it, and ES is not doing much right now, I will quickly journal my trade. Got filled right here with a 15-minute time frame. I say, no. I got filled right here. That was the entry. For a 3-to-1 risk reward, we hit a 1.5. Quickly take a screenshot of that and put it into our journal. Let's see where we still accumulate or consolidating here. I would like to see a clean break of structure, while that still could be a liquidity sweep like we saw right here on NQ. We have now filled this entire London bullish fair value gap. A big range right now, so not really interested in that. And I head over to nice. Risky, but you can do that. Bento book. Let me quickly jump into my TraderVate account. Negative 314. Negative 314. 6E1. We went long with 4 contracts. We check the screenshot in there. Power off to you. Session New York. Done. Add trade. Alright, that account is looked after. Let's check my take profit trader challenge. Yep, and with that one I'm in profit. Now we see MES is going back up. DXY is now starting to pull back. Might have been that last fake out. We didn't really sweep buy side here. A little news pump. Right here we already starting to get that wick. We didn't hit the London sell side. These equal lows, they would still be my target really. Alright, some more SMT divergence with NQ, but our paper trade still plays out. Alright, let's go back to our 5-minute time frame here. We got our entry of this bullish share value gap right here. We had our stop loss right here at the slow. As enough, I hope you secured some profits on that short. What was your confirmation? Just a overall gut feeling that news are going to be short? There we go. Closed above, never retested. 5-minute time frame. Let it do its thing. I think we should take these equal highs here. Take a quick look at NQ. Same story here. No higher high has been taken. One-minute time frame, hitting bullish fair value gaps that we have left behind. But right now we're still stuck inside that highest 5-minute bearish fair value gap before we hit the previous day's high. This one to the left. We kept holding resistance once. We moved back into it, hit this high right here, left behind equal highs. But we still yet have to push through it. Once we make that, I think we should have a easy target to, or easy way up to the previous day's high. And then still the setup from yesterday playing out our multiple days. If we use the standard deviation, we hit a 1.5. If we hit two standard deviations, we would clear this PM session high on from Friday. We have those two relative equal highs lining up with a 2.5 standard deviation, and up here we have our daily bearish fair value gap just above this high, which I could see as a potential target. Yet I'm not going to engage on it with my funded, at least right now. Not seeing the things I need to see in order to do so. Let me get rid of this alert. All right, and we rechecked. Interesting. From the 5-minute bearish. Without sweeping buy side, I think NQ didn't sweep it either. No, we have a lower high on both the SN and Q. The XY keeps on pushing back to the upside. Therefore, like we said, we would still target these lows on EU. Back at the VWAP. Likely followed after this little retracement. We saw the S&P 500 continue to the upside. And now that we almost recovered from that little retracement here on the DXY, we saw that move to the downside. So right now we're inside a range. Not worth it trying to guess in which direction it's gonna go. You can, but not a fan of it. That paper trade. Let's take a look at NQ. We just leave it going. So we retrace into that big bearish fair value gap that came in at 10.03. And we also had a, okay, now it kind of makes more sense. New hourly candle, 10 a.m. We immediately started to go lower. When did we see our first bearish candle? Just before hitting these equal highs. 10 a.m. New hourly candle. We checked the hourly time frame. That's what we got. If we check the 15, yeah, same thing. Nothing clean. London was much cleaner with this short right here on the 1-minute time frame. Earlier this morning, at the high of the day, trendline liquidity is available. Market structure shift with a bearish fair value gap, and hit our target at midnight. I shared all of that on Discord. Make sure to check my London session recap as well. It's on YouTube. Where do we have it? Let me pop open YouTube here quickly. Your channel, view your channel, there we go. This one right here, the S&P 500 Futures London Kill Zone recap. I talked all about the London session for over 15 minutes. I think it's worth checking it out if you're interested. Basically, just took the 2022 model twice. Once on a 1-minute time frame right here at the high, and once on a 5-minute time frame from this bearish fair value gap down to a 6-point target, which was right around the optimum trade entry from the Asian session, low of the day, to the London session, back then high of the day. 62 is the golden zone. Let's see, ICT fib retracement, optimum trade entry, almost hit the 80% retracement level, paired with a 5 and 15-minute fair value gap. So it was either hold here and go back up, bigger picture, retrace into a discount below the 50%, sweep sell side liquidity and all that, or continue lower and take out Asia, making this the high of the day. So always a good idea to take partials around this area, because you never know if it's holding up and we continue higher, or if we actually sweep sell side liquidity. All right, our paper trade is still running. Just job. Likely because the DXY right now is indecisive. Seems like we have some pretty good correlation today. There we go. Nice little volume imbalance. And Q is about to break the high as well. Buy side liquidity, equal highs, and up here that orange line is the previous day's high. Be back in no time. Interesting. So we managed to take that buy side liquidity right here, those equal highs, yet we still failed to push above this highest bearish value gap here on a 5-minute time frame. Let's take a look at NQ. Same thing for NQ, but we have this little 1-minute bullish fair value gap right here. We would like this one, for this one to hold, price to deliver into the previous day's high. If price wants to continue bullish. DXY going sideways here. EU also little indecisive right now. Well, I'm glad that I've been here for a London session and that it worked out so well. Trading this is not a lot of fun. But what follows after a little consolidation? Usually a expansion. Sometimes a manipulation, and then followed by the expansion. Like we saw yesterday, and I talked about that in the Power of 3 concept video I uploaded yesterday. We talked about that on the live stream as well, where we saw the Asian session accumulation, the London kill zone, manipulation to the downside, and during New York, we opened up right here, 8 AM. We had one last manipulation leg to the downside, sweeping the London session low, followed by an expansion move to the upside, hitting the 1.5 standard deviation. And that's the power of free concept, where we anticipate a reversal with high probability, really. And we try to predict what the daily candle will likely look like, and yeah, predict the low of that daily candle as well. And once we swept that, we looked at a 1 minute fair value gap, played out from right down here. I didn't take it. I got in on the 15-minute market structure shift confirmation with this bullish fair value gap right here. This one, and secured at the Asian session high yesterday. I've also shown that on the stream after sweeping the previous week's low, the NFP low, and the low for the month of October. Likely that we return into this accumulation at least and form this power of free concept. The video is this one right here, ICT Simplified, episode 7, power of free. So if we go to the 15-minute time frame here, that close is coming in 30 seconds, which could help us to pushing out of this bullish fair value gap, since we just filled it in to the tick right here. New 15-minute candle oftentimes leads to decent amount of new volume. That one is not really interesting to me right now. With the 930, open up with a volume imbalance to the downside. The XY is still indecisive. One minute time frame. Let's see what we get with this new 15-minute candle. Anyone else took any trades during the current New York session so far? Guys, if you find value in the live stream, make sure to give it a like and thumbs up. That really helps the YouTube algorithm, so more people can discover this tape reading live stream. Would really appreciate that. Let's see, we're still inside that bullish fair value gap. What we would like to see is the XY rejecting here, taking some sell side for the first time today. Below this low, below this low. After this, very strong push to the upside. We don't have to. Can simply keep on going higher. We have European FOMC news on Thursday. And Powell speaking tomorrow. Interesting. So just for curiosity, this would be the re-entry right here. But we don't take them. Lower low, yeah. It keeps on consolidating right inside this bullish inefficiency. Candle bodies haven't left it yet. We filled it in already. So if we close below, wouldn't be a bullish sign for me personally. 5-minute time frame, nothing here yet at all. Still holding right here at the low. Not really interested in any of that price action right now, at least. We have to set off higher lows right here on ES. On NQ, we actually managed to take out the 9:33 a.m. low. Low, higher low, higher low. Correct, yeah. We cleared the SPY side the same way as we did on NQ. Now we closed below. If we get the pull back to the upside now, it's not really what I would like to see. That's just confirmation for me to, for now at least, to stay out or stay away, sit on my hands. Maybe execute some paper trades, but really nothing more than that. And like we would expect after closing below this bullish fair value gap, this bullish fair value gap becomes a inversion fair value gap. After sweeping buy side liquidity, we could anticipate a short based on that. But since all we do is really chop here, not really too keen on that. I'm just gonna let this paper trade rock. We entered that one based on the 5-minute bullish fair value gap. And since then, all we did was go up, go down, go up, go down, over and over. Same could be said about the DXY as well. It has to decide for a direction. 15-minute time frame, 1 hour time frame, maybe sweep that previous hour low right here at 10 a.m. We will see. We already swept the previous hour high. Yeah, PA definitely sucks. I really agree with you here. And that's just those boring times where we do not engage. And if you engage because you're bored, that's mistake number 1. And in this shitty PA, it can happen that we close below fair value gaps, close back above them, and they still theoretically end up holding. You never know. That level of precision only works in nice trends and not during consolidations, basically. I still believe that the previous day's high could be our draw on liquidity, but we will see. And there we go. Just got to be patient enough during those choppy conditions. We cannot expect that same level of precision. Check out EU inside. Alright, yet we still struggle to close above the 5-minute bearish. This candle is going to close in 1 minute, and I think now we get that push. We kept holding that weave up nicely since New York opened up. Bounced off it several times. Target for this little long here is the previous day's high. Let's wait for this 5-minute candle to close. And Q yet didn't take this high, so we keep an eye on that. Make sure we check NQ every couple of minutes. 5-minute time frame. Let's see if we are able to add on the inversion fair value gap now, since we closed above it. Or if price still wants to continue chopping after closing above this high. This is the first time we actually close above. Now we have a bullish fair value gap here. 2 bullish fair value gaps actually. But this upper one is lining up with the inversion fair value gap here on the 5, where I just added one more contract. One partial is going to be right here once we hit the previous day's high. Stop loss is right here below this low. Let's see how that plays out. Can watch it on the time frame for more entertainment. So we hit the fair value gap, overlapping with the inversion. And not I calculate that. Five-minute time frame, the XY kind of rejecting here. But let's watch our ES trade. We kept holding on the inversion after bumping into it yesterday, right here, and today already. Now we finally get to close above it. We open up with a bullish volume imbalance, all good signs for the long continuation into our potential draw on liquidity being the previous day's high. Hit up the chat. Did anyone take this continuation entry with me? Check the 1-minute time frame here. What do we have to the left before we hit this buy side? We have a couple more 1-minute bearish fair value gaps right here. We could look at this buy side liquidity on the 1 minute. And those two back-to-back gaps. This could be the reason why we hesitate here a little. But there we go. Here we get the relief. We already swapped that buy side right here. Screw that. Don't care about 1 minute fractal highs. Just like we anticipated. Nice. That's already from our entry right here. 5 points. Quick ends model. Let's see if we can hit our drawn liquidity, being that previous day's high, or if we fall short of it. Take a quick look at NQ. Where's NQ at, relatively speaking, in terms of the previous day's high? I think NQ just left behind. Perfect equal highs, did it? No, NQ swept the previous day's high. So NQ got into it after this little consolidation here. Let's see if ES can follow through. Let's have a high. And look how nicely that high lines up with one standard deviation of this entire Asia to London high range. So we talked about this. That's our Asia range. And then after London opened up, we retraced into the optimum trade entry where we got out from our short. And if we use that same box and add it on top of it, we almost perfectly get to the previous day's high. So after seeing this dip and a market structure shift with it, using standard deviations, and if they line up with a significant liquidity pool like the previous day's high, you could have more confluence with your trades or with your executions. That's really what you want. Keeping the bigger picture in play, not just what's happening right here. What happened before? What happened during London? What has been set up on the higher time frames, like even the 15-minute time frame? We have Asia London range. We retrace into the optimum trade entry, this red line right here. We just place back above it. Keep respecting all the bullish fair value gaps. Using standard deviations, where would a first standard deviation take us to? Previous day's high. Mm. 1 minute time frame. Check out the 4-hour time frame. No, we didn't manage to hit that high yet, paired with a 4-hour bearish fair value gap. So once we hit that, we could potentially expect a retracement, since the last 4-hour candles have been up closing candles. Still, respectively, 3.5 hours to that 4-hour candle close. But similar story on the 1-hour time frame. Little pullback back into the range before maybe expanding to 2.5 standard deviations of yesterday's order block. Market structure shift right here. Power of 3, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. I made a video about that yesterday. It's on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Right here. That's the Power of 3 concept ICT simplified video series. And that's the current London kill zone recap, where I talk lots about this little setup that we had here, because we took, and I also alerted it and shared it with all the Discord members, a 1 minute short from here all the way down to midnight. That was solid. 10 points, so all up I think I secured 14 points using minis this morning. And the second one came in from this 5-minute bearish 2022 model, where we secured partials and profits around the 61.8 retracement level and the optimum trade entry. Come on, ES. 60, that's why we don't do follow-up entries. Now EU is starting to push again above the daily bullish fair value gap, consequent encouragement. NQ DXY is kind of running hot today. Strong move to the downside, immediately followed by a strong, massive move to the upside. If we look at the DXY here, without many nice entry opportunities, really, if we think about it. We have buy side resting above all these highs. If we go to the daily time frame, they become a little bit more obvious. Orders buy side that I'm focusing on would be Monday's high, Friday's high, and then the high of the previous week would be Thursday's high. Initially, everyone, at least the ICT trader community, expected this daily bullish fair value gap to hold, where we continue to retrace, sweeping sell side one more time. Once we swept that and moved from external liquidity back into internal liquidity, which today really would be yesterday's high. And I think we could see that happening on the DXY today. Talking about that on EU, we have these equal lows right here, previous New York session sell side, and a 4-hour range low right here. And I think we should hit that today. That being said, if we have a feeling that the DXY might continue higher, this is not really the bullish scenario for ES, depending if it's correlated today or not. So we already had another retracement back into our inversion. Did we? Let's check out the 5. We have a little 5-minute bullish fair value gap here now. No text, come on. What's happening with my mouse? Skipping beats. I know what we're gonna do. Gonna restart trading view here quickly. No, nice. We're backlogged in. No, it's still skipping. Or maybe it's just a lag, because I'm streaming live on Discord, YouTube. Yeah, could be. But we still eventually push up higher, taking out some stops just before we move into our buy side liquidity target. Let's see what everyone on live stream is up to. Anyone took that long after this choppy consolidation once we closed above the inversion? Oh wow, we're still back there. That kind of sucks. Looks like I'm not able to change that right now. Settings. No, I can't. Anyway, the stream is roughly behind by 1 minute. All right, let's see. Do we get filled on our first TP? Nice, that's done. So we hit that first take profit target, which essentially is or was the previous day's high. That has been taken now. Took a little time, but we accept that. EU continues slower. Let's check out NQ here. NQ already cleared the previous day's high right over here and continued going up higher. Once we cleared our strong draw on liquidity, we immediately seem to be rejecting. I'm gonna leave this trade running here. EU keeps going lower. What's the time that's most important? It's 10:40 a.m. New York local time. 10 more minutes for the New York AM session. I usually only trade until 11:10. 3 hours from the 8 a.m. session start. So now in order to, we would expect continuation right now. We're still in an uptrend. Either this or this bullish fair value gap to hold. We already closed below this upper one. So we would like to see this bullish fair value gap here to hold support. Otherwise, I think it's very likely that we're going to revisit one of these two lows and retrace deeper into the fair value gaps that we have left behind after consolidating here for a good time before we reached into that previous day's high buy side liquidity. But that's also up to the DXY, which seems to be continuing up higher after touching the trend line once again. Very strong move on the DXY today. For a potential reversal setup here on the 1 minute time frame, I would be looking at this short-term low after making a high, higher low, higher high, lower low, paired with a bearish fair value gap for a potential short. I would maybe even take that on my funded accounts. DXY keeps on trending higher. EU finally swept previous session low. And really, if we would overlap EU with DXY, we would see exactly what we see here. Trend down, strong trend up yesterday, strong trend down today. We had European PMI news and US PMI news at 9:45. Tomorrow we have power speaking at 4:35 p.m. New York local time, so very late in the PM session, basically after market close, if I'm correct. Yeah, after power hour. So we have power speaking after that. We will see if that has any impact. I usually don't like trading days where we have power speaking, but since he's speaking in the late afternoon, after the market has already closed, well, we will see. Insider traders will love that. And on Thursday, we will have European FOMC news at 8:15 a.m. New York time, where they're gonna decide the interest rates of the European Central Bank. And American GDP, I don't know, I can't read my handwriting right here, but unemployment claims like every Thursday. But yeah, nothing major. So let's see, we're hanging in here. We closed below the lowest bullish fair value gap. So really what we would expect is resistance now. continuing the tape read. But price action hasn't been the cleanest here. Right here, we didn't respect any of the fair value gaps, really. Now we slightly started the expansion. We retested the inversion now. And we would likely look forward to target these two lows. On a 5-minute time frame, we went sideways, swept the previous day's high. Let me take a quick look at our entire dealing range today. $61.8. Let's use the PD array template. Sell side. So after sweeping external buy side, what we could see potentially is a retrace into a discount for the long continuation if it really is that bullish. But like we said today, while the DXY kept going up higher and higher today, alongside this trend line, we saw the indices, or the stocks basically, also moving higher while DXY moved higher, while with EU we saw exactly the opposite. So this doesn't always mean that just because the DXY is going higher, stocks and therefore indices will go lower. Sometimes it's like that, but it is like that every time with foreign currencies. Let's see if we close back above this one right here. We also have a bearish fair value gap now, but yeah, usually once we are inside higher time frame chop, using fair value gaps on a 1-minute time frame, the way I do, doesn't always work. That's why I'm still in long and I didn't close out that position yet. Let's take a look at NQ here. Q looking very similar. 1-minute time frame. Also about to make a higher high. No SMT divergence of any kind right now. Nope. DXY pulling back into the inefficiencies it had just left behind. And here we continue and potentially make a new higher high on ES. Any new trades for everyone that's watching the YouTube live stream? Let's see where we're up to here on live stream. Yep, I'm talking to you from the future. Let's skip these ads. Adolfo, Asinov, any trades today? Okay, we made a new higher high. Nice. Let's see if we can hit our second take profit target here while the DXY is pulling back. Take a look at NQ. Did NQ make a higher high? Yes. So no potential SMT divergence. Cool. If you have any questions on the Discord, feel free to ask me. It's not like watching TV on Netflix. It's interactive if you want it to be. Also for everyone on YouTube. That's why I have more stuff to talk about. Like if you want me to take a look at a different asset or recap the London session here quickly. I've already done that a couple of times, but you never know, like some people turn off the live stream and new people join. That's why I keep on repeating things sometimes, not because I have dementia. So yeah, really feel free to ask questions, make it a little bit more interactive. All right, so we closed above the high we made. Let's wait for this 5-minute candle to close. Are we gonna close above that? That would be nice to see. 15 minute, no bullish fair value gaps on the 15. 1 hour started the expansion. DXY still pulling back. 5 minute candle closed above. Good confirmation that we continue with this move to the upside. 10:45, a new 15 minute candle. No, sorry, wrong about that. So right here at 10:40, where we hit that buy side, but we didn't really close above it. We just consolidated here, even though we swept it with this little wick to the upside. But this is essentially time distortion, where we close a 15-minute candle right here at 10:25. 10:30 is the beginning of a new 15-minute candle. And this specific 15-minute candle, what did it do? 10:30 was the first 5-minute period inside of that. 10:35, 10:40, that's the close of the 15-minute candle. And what happens with the opening of the new 15-minute candle? Expansion to the upside. So never forget that you're looking at a time-based chart. If you look at a tick-based chart, time doesn't really play a major part in all this. Like right here, the chart looks completely different if we go to a Renko chart, which is based on ticks, and time is not that important to it. So if we look at a normal candlestick chart, time always comes first. And you wonder, why did we consolidate here? Yeah, 15-minute time frame. Just below buy side liquidity. Consolidate here, and with that next 15-minute candle, we see the expansion. So if you trade or scalp on lower time frames and you're wondering, why doesn't it hit my target? Why is it just consolidating here? Time distortion. And if you use one of our accumulation zone premium indicators, the importance of time, right here, it helps you keeping track of time, basically. So right here, if we turn that on and we use different colors for it, we see the openings and closes of a 4 and 1 hour candle. So right here on this big black line, we had a new 4-hour candle open, 1 hour candle open. And this way you can look at price action, more cyclical. I mean in cycles. First hour, second hour, third and fourth hour consolidation. So right here, the first hour of this new 4-hour candle, we had manipulation. During the second hour, we had the reversal paired with the expansion. Third hour was a retracement, heading into the 4th hour, consolidating, followed by an expansion. Let's see if we can find another example. First hour, consolidation. Second hour, continuing with that consolidation, kind of a breakout, but still going sideways until at the end of that next hour, we hit buy side. So we saw some sort of a trend during the second hour of this 4-hour cycle. And then, once again, like we said about it here, accumulation, manipulation, reversal, expansion, accumulation, manipulation, reversal, expansion to the downside. Now we're inside here. This is looking like a proper sweep. No. And I like that. That's why I'm going to stop talking about the indicator. I'm going to close this paper trade and see if I take a 2022 model on my Take Profit Trader account. And by the way, Take Profit Trader really has a cool promotion going on. Come on, log me in. Right here, if we head over to Take Profit Trader, they currently have a takeprofittrader.com. Let me log out here quickly. They currently have a 40% discount for the lifetime of your challenge, and the real difference is no pro account fee. So you eventually save $150. You get 100% of the profits. So I think right now a 100k challenge with this promo code is $100. Yes, still more expensive than an Apex challenge, but you have to keep in mind that once you pass the Apex challenge, you have to pay the pro account fees, which is $150. So here you basically save. And the cool thing is, once you are on a pro account, you can reset that account. So right here, you can reset your funded account up to 3 times. Let's say you mess it up and you want to reset it, you can. You have that opportunity with Take Profit Trader. No other futures prop firm is allowing you to do that. And if you want to support the free live streams, you can simply use the link in the video description to Take Profit Trader. Should be right down here, Take Profit Trader 40% discount. Or simply use the code AZ Trading at checkout. Let's see. Good morning, Kirk. 1 win, 1 loss. That's okay. That's why we have risk management, in order to still make profit, even if we had 1 win, 1 loss. Today was hard, guess, because both the XY and indices were going higher. Yes. That's why I usually never looked at the DXY, but recently I started trading Euro US dollar, and therefore looking at the DXY is really helpful. Right, still no potential entry. No trade today, man. I'll probably wait for 2 p.m. based on the weekly profile. You think we go up to go down after Wednesday or Thursday? High side. Good question. Thanks for that question. Weekly profile. So if I take a look at the daily here. Now let's look at it on the 1 hour chart. Then we actually get to see some of the drawings. I first of all have to clean up my object tree here. Create group of drawings, hide all that. It's gonna be Tuesday. All these trend lines, I put them into the Tuesday group. Volume profile goes into the Tuesday group. This goes into Monday. What rectangle is this? Screw it, don't need it. And the anchored VWAP, I think, belongs to Monday. Let me quickly rename that. Keep everything organized on my work chart here. Based on a weekly profile, we hit the low of the month for October. We hit the NFP low. We have Powell speaking. Yeah, I'd say I think we're likely, now that we have moved to external sell side liquidity, hitting this bullish fair value gap here before we continue lower. If we do, to take out this sell side right here or these relative equal lows, I think we are likely to, all right, we already hit a daily bearish fair value gap. If we look at it this way, right here we have 2 daily bearish fair value gaps. One right here, we already hit that with the high of today, and a bearish fair value gap up higher. So if we want to continue lower, we're gonna do it from here or here. Maybe, we will see. I think next week we will have the deciding week for the end of the month of October, because we have the Fed interest rate decision, FOMC interest rates for America, and also the non-farm employment change on Friday. So we have FOMC news on Wednesday and NFP news on Friday, which is always at the first Friday of each month. We have a monthly candle close next week. We have the FOMC news event and NFP. So yeah, fasten your seatbelts for next week. That's why, yeah, go up to go down. Knowing what we have coming up next week. I don't know. I would expect, of course, these bearish fair value gaps to act as resistance. And really, if we look at the daily time frame, right here we formed a lower high and a lower low and a higher high, followed by a lower low. Yet we didn't close below the NFP October low. But right here, because we made a higher high and now a lower low, these down closing candles could be viewed as our breaker block. Let's look at these two. We have two bearish daily fair value gaps inside. Yet at the same time, this could simply be a sweep. I think it really depends on next week, NFP. I know that's not really what you wanted to hear because you want to know what's happening this week. But yeah, I think for today, go up to go down would be a healthy assumption. We had a slow and steady uptrend. Come on, 1 minute time frame load. We just got the displacement for the market structure shift right here. Now we close below. So if we get a 1 minute bearish fair value gap here, I think I will enter based on that. But we could have also just retraced into these discounts. So I kind of want to stick to the higher time frame here. But even on the higher time frame, it would be sort of forcing a short. I don't know, we just wicked back inside of this accumulation during the New York Open. Let's check out the 1 minute here quickly and see if it's worth an entry. We barely leave behind a bearish fair value gap. We already filled this one. Nice little pump and dump and continuation lower. Let's see what's our risk looking like if we enter on that bearish discount. Nah, no way. Maybe with micros, but I already made my profits for today. Not worth risking that. And what is the time? It is also 11 a.m. So we start a new cycle. This could simply be a quick stop hunt to stop our traders below these lows. Well, moving to the upside to eventually continue even higher. So the possibility is there for a 2022 reversal setup. I won't take it on my funded account. I already caught two this morning during London. So you would get in from this bearish fair value gap, or if you want a better entry above this high, I would say, target the VWAP as first target, stop loss 5 points. I don't know, usually with the 2022 model, I like my stop to be up here. We had our market structure shift level once we broke this level right here and closed below it. We did not hit the bearish fair value gap yet. But keep in mind that we also have two bullish unfilled discounts. We just tapped into it. No, that's a bullish fair value gap. DXY has been killing it today. Market structure shift fair value gap. 15 minute. Order block right here, 5 minute. What's the 1 hour looking like? 1 hour open with a gap up, swept previous day's high, daily liquidity. So let's get back to 1 minute and check out what we're working with. Alright, so we closed back above the bearish fair value gap. Yet we would be in the trade. We're still inside the 1050 to 1110 macro. It is 1106 now. Now I'd say that I'm not going to take this short. Because really on the higher time frame, we do not have much confluence. We have a massive rejection wick. Tap the order block down here. No sign for a market structure shift on a 5-minute time frame. This would be too risky for my liking. Because I already made decent profit on my trade of 8 account today. Yes, I could increase that by Asinov. I could increase that, but yeah, would have to be a great setup to do that, and it's past the kill zone where I usually take entries. Let's watch it. I will be here until 11:15. So we go. See how it goes. Kind of a balanced price range right here. That's a tiny little bearish fair value gap. Overlapping with this bullish one. So if this happened to be a sweep to fill some bullish fair value gaps down there, we would expect support from somewhere inside this area, that balanced price range, to go for internal highs and eventually buy side. Let's take a look at NQ. Do we have similar? Higher high, 5-minute kind of 1-minute time frame. We shifted structure very clearly here on NQ. We took sell side, sell side, sell side right here, equal lows. Up higher, tough one. Right here on the 1 minute, this is a clear 2022 model. But I don't know, my gut is telling me not to engage, and today I'm gonna listen to my gut feeling. Could be wrong, already made profit today, don't care. It's 11:09, so with that next candle we get a new 5-minute candle opening, and we could be once again sitting through time distortion. And with that next 5-minute candle we either make or break. Let's wait 20 more seconds. Looks like break. New 5-minute candle opened up. And we broke lower with that next 5-minute candle. 5-minute closed. No, not below that structure level. Now, I don't want to force myself anymore to engage. So, guys, if you have any last minute questions, feel free to ask me now. I will end the stream soon. So, I'm going to wait a couple of minutes. And if I don't get any new questions, I will see you guys tomorrow. I will be streaming again at the Equities Open, 9:30 a.m. New York local time. See, we're playing inside here.